Hey, folks. Hey, folks. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Steelers Morning Rush. I'm Alan Saunders. It is draft day, Thursday, April 24th. We made it. I made it somehow. We got lots of draft content already up this morning at SteelersNow.com. We got DB's top 100. We got DB's final 7-round Steelers mock draft, and we've got my 3-round NFL draft. I also threw in the final 4 picks for the Pittsburgh Steelers there as well. And this podcast is going to be a companion to my first round mock. I just want to talk through the decisions that I made and where I think I may be wrong and where I was sure and where I was unsure. This to me was one of the more difficult first rounds to mock I can remember. There's a couple reasons for that. One, it's just not a very good draft class. It does not have a ton of blue chip talent in the first round. And so I think things like positional value and need become really a lot more important. And sometimes it's difficult to know how teams are going to, like, which teams are going to focus on value as opposed to fit, and how to weigh those things. It's tough. It's tough. I know the Steelers pretty well. I can't say I know 32 NFL teams that well. I try. 2 years ago, I did very good at this. I was the 5th best mock draft in the country. Last year, not so good. Very much middle of the pack. We'll see how we do this year. I'm not confident. I'll say that. I'm not confident at all. Start at the top, Cam Ward. That's an easy one. Abdul Carter is really the first place where I'm kind of against the grain. I feel like the Cleveland Browns, I think, with Myles Garrett, are in a difficult position. They made him happy by throwing a whole bunch of money at him, but he said he wants to win a Super Bowl. The Browns aren't even remotely close to that. They're not going to be remotely close to that. They're not going to be able to keep him happy. I see this as a divorce that is simply pending, not canceled, and drafting his replacement would go a long way to mollifying the fan base before the Browns go ahead and trade Myles Garrett out of the AFC North. So I think a pick that eventually Steelers fans will like, although Abdul Carter can wreck shop all on his own. The New York Giants do not need a wide receiver or a cornerback, but when Travis Hunter falls in your lap, you just take him. He's the best prospect in the class. Might be the best prospect in a couple of years. I think, could be a career-saving pick for Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll. The Pats at 4. This is one of a number of picks early in this first round where I'm just like, I don't know. Will Campbell's the best offensive lineman in the class, so I guess I'll put him there. I'm not even sure he's sticking at tackle. There's some arm length concerns. This is not a good pick, but I can't find anyone that wants to trade up here, and that's the biggest need for the Patriots. Same story at number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars. Lots of different directions they could go. I got him going Mason Graham from Michigan. I just think he's the best player. It's a position of high value. They need some star power on the defensive line. I think they'd love to trade down, but again, I don't see who is coming up to do it. This is a really interesting pick. The Las Vegas Raiders at number 6. I've got Teteroa McMillan from Arizona going here. It's a very Raiders pick, so we'll see who's really running things in Vegas, because if Pete Carroll is running things, this is not going to be the choice. But we'll see. This feels like the most Raiders player in the draft class. He's a gigantic, super fast wide receiver. Not like long speed, but like, really good athlete. And he allegedly doesn't watch any film. So should be fun. New York Jets number 7, Tyler Warren from Penn State. Look, their pass catching options are dreadful. There's no other wide receiver worth taking here. I know they've been linked to offensive linemen, but you just signed Justin Fields. He can run around a little bit. Give him someone to throw to. Tyler Warren, a great option there. Huge upgrade on Jeremy Ruckert at tight end, that's for sure. I've got 2 trades in this first round. The first one's here, Dallas Cowboys coming up from 12 to 8. Jerry Jones said he's got some trades working. Dan Morgan said he wants to move down. The Cowboys need to get ahead of the Bears at number 10 if they want to be sure they can get Ashton Genty, the running back from Boise State. I think he's the player that everybody thought the Cowboys wanted. Move up a little bit to get him. I got him paying number 76 to the Panthers, which is not great value, but it's a soft market, man. And Carolina's probably still going to get their pick of the edge rushers anyway. Number 9, New Orleans Saints. Everybody and their brother has Jackson Dart here. I can't wrap my head around a team doing something that stupid. I'm not going to believe it until I see it. I've got Shedeur Sanders going at number 9. He is demonstratively better at quarterback than Jackson Dart. Would be a much, much better draft pick. I also think as a young guy who's already grown up in the spotlight, he's a good fit for a city like New Orleans, which occasionally has to worry about kids being influenced by the bright lights of a city with a lot of recreational opportunities, I guess we'll say. I think, this is a way out from under Derek Carr's contract. I feel good about quarterback either way. I just can't buy the Jackson Dart hype. I just can't. I'm sorry. He's too bad. If they pick Jackson Dart, it will be a franchise destroying move at number 9. Maybe they can trade back and take him later. The Chicago Bears wanted Genty, but they will be very happy with Armand Membu from Missouri as a plan B. They do need offensive line help. 49ers also going offensive line. I got a Kelvin Banks from Texas going there. Big trenches draft for the 49ers. Could have gone defensive line here. I've seen Kenneth Grant mocked here a bunch, but feels a little early for him. We'll go Banks just because it's the last really good offensive lineman in this class. Carolina now down at 12. Jalen Walker from Georgia, versatile edge rusher. Maybe can play a little bit of off ball in like a Micah Parsons-like kind of role. Feels like a star player for a defense that desperately needs him. Miami Dolphins at 13. Will Johnson from Michigan. Artie Burns is currently the starting number 2 corner for the Miami Dolphins in the year of our Lord 2025. Will Johnson is, besides Travis Hunter, the best cornerback in this class. That's an easy one. Here's another easy one. Indianapolis Colts, Colston Loveland from Michigan. They could have traded up to get him. I think they might, but they didn't need to in this scenario. Atlanta Falcons, Michael Walker from Georgia. They always hear about not drafting of Georgia players. They need an edge rusher. He's right there. Maybe they'll take him this time. Arizona Cardinals at 16 was one of the tougher picks for me. They don't really have like a lot of obvious needs that fit this board. I got them going Matthew Golden from Texas. It's a kind of a luxury pick. They already drafted Marvin Harrison last year. It's not like Michael Wilson is bad as a wide receiver too, but I feel like the justification for this pick is, well, now Kyler has all the weapons he could possibly want. It's time to put up or shut up, and we'll see what happens there. Cincinnati Bengals, number 17. I've got Walter Nolan from Ole Miss going there. I've had this pick written down for a long time. I feel good about it. The Bengals absolutely have to go defense. It could be edge, it could be D tackle, but I think Walter Nolan really fits Al Golden's defensive scheme. Loves 3 techs that can both hold their own against the run and penetrate and get upfield. Walter Nolan's a really good player. Maybe some character concerns. That's never scared off the Bengals before. I think this is a perfect fit. And one that could hurt for the Steelers. You hate to see guys you like go to your division rivals. Number 18, probably going to be my most controversial pick of the draft. I've got Jackson Dart going to the Seattle Seahawks. I think a lot of people assumed the Seahawks were not going to take a quarterback when they signed Sam Darnold. But when you look at that contract, it's really just a series of one-year deals. Does anybody think Sam Darnold is the quarterback of the future in Seattle? Really? I mean, I think this coaching staff with McDonald and now adding to it, I think they deserve, with a new OC, I think they deserve the chance to develop a real quarterback. Having Darnold lets them let Dart, who's one of the younger quarterbacks in this class, sit for a year if he has to. But they can get out from under that Darnold contract quick. They could even trade him and recoup some assets. They've got a bunch of picks in this draft. I think they can use one on Jackson Dart here. This is also a popular pick for teams that are looking to come up to try to get ahead of the Steelers to take a quarterback. So I feel good about a quarterback at 18, even if it's not Seattle. They could definitely move down. Tampa Bay at 19, I've got Jahdae Barron from Texas going. A lot of people have a linebacker here. I think corner is a better value, and Jahdae Barron's a really good player. Denver Broncos, Amari and Hampton. Jaleel McLaughlin is currently their running back 1. Hampton's really good. If they don't get a tight end to fall to 20, this feels like it's the pick. Steelers at 21. I've got Derek Harmon from Oregon. I think the choice between him and Kenneth Grant is pretty easy for the Steelers. I heard Mike Tomlin talk about his value of the nose tackle position. This is the spiritual successor to Cam Hayward. He's a great fit for their defense. I think this is a really good pick for the Steelers and what is actually a pretty bad board for them. Really, Grant is the only other player I was really even considering. I'm going to run through the rest of the first round here real quick. Grant goes the next pick to Los Angeles Chargers. Green Bay Packers, Shamar Stewart. Minnesota Vikings, Malachi Starks, safety from Georgia. Houston Texans get tackle Josh Simmons from Ohio State. For me, one of the most underrated players in this class and a great fit for them. Los Angeles Rams at 26 take linebacker Jahad Campbell from Alabama. The Baltimore Ravens get edge rusher Mike Green from Marshall. The start of a run on edges, Detroit Lions go James Pierce from Tennessee. Washington Commanders, Donovan Ezeriaku from Boston College at 29. And then Emeka Egbuka to the Buffalo Bills at 30. I've had this pick written down for a long time. I love the fit. Josh Allen has a new favorite wide receiver. Kansas City Chiefs get Gray Zabel to fall to them at 31, an immediate Joe Thuney replacement. And I have the Cleveland Browns trading up from 33 to 32, sending a sixth-round pick to the Eagles to get a fifth-year option for Jalen Milroe. A little bit of overpayment, but Howie Roseman will take the extra draft pick. The Eagles don't have a pick after the fifth. The Browns have 4 sixths, and Milroe's a project, so they're going to need that extra year for that pick to pay off. I've got the Eagles going with Nick Emanwori, a strong safety to replace Chauncey Gardner-Johnson at pick 33. I will just quickly run down the rest of the Steelers picks here. At 83, I picked Dylan Sampson from Tennessee. Not another board I didn't love for the Steelers here, not a BPA fit. So I just went running back. I feel like that's the second biggest need. I think Sampson is really good value for this pick. Every running back they brought in was fast. He's one of the faster ones. Low mileage guy. Didn't get a ton of usage until he was an upperclassman at Tennessee, a team captain. I think a real character guy, a good fit for the Steelers. And then the rest of the way, I've got him going Quinn Ewers at 122. I would prefer Howard from Ohio State, but I think he's climbed up the board a little bit too far for me to think he's going to be there. If he is, that would be a better fit, but we'll go with Ewers here. I can't see the Steelers getting out of this draft without taking a quarterback somewhere. And then on the rest of day 3, I've got nose tackle J.J. Pegues from Ole Miss in the 5th round. He also can play some fullback, really fun player, another super high character guy. Wide receiver Dante Thornton from Tennessee in the 6th round. The Steelers sent Zach Azzani to Knoxville for his pro day. Total dart throw. He's a huge, gigantic dude, big talent, boomer bust. And then another Steelers assistant coach interest in the 7th round, Jason Marshall, the cornerback from Florida. Anthony Midget was at his pro day. I think he's a pretty solid depth option at that position where the Steelers don't have an acute need, and I didn't get a starter, but I think he's someone that could help out in the slot, maybe has some positional flexibility as well. All right, folks, we got a long day and a lot of content here at SteelersNow.com. Let me know what you think of my mock. I'm sure you're all going to hate it, but that's okay. That's the point of these things. Let me know where I screwed up, and we'll see if I can do better this year than I did last year. We will have a normal schedule for afternoon drive at 6 o'clock today, right before the start of the draft, and then a live stream with Smitty. It'll be the simulcast of his Around the 412 live stream with his partner Tyler Weeks, and I may be joining them from the South Side after the Steelers pick as well, depending on the timing. And then me and Aaron Becker will have a video here from the Rooney Sports Complex at the end of the night on the YouTube channel and your audio platforms as well. Until then, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, enjoy.